Back again in the building, Media Market, September 14, 2025. I am your host, Media Marcus, in the building. Going to talk NFL. Last game just went off, Vikings and Atlanta. I'll review that. Also talk about what's going on there around the NFL. Some big wins today, some big losses, a lot of injuries. So I'll go over all of that. And also some things we saw at the Emmys. I'll review that. Some things that we saw over at the Emmys tonight that aired today. And yeah, that'll be pretty much it on the show. Kind of tired, but we're still in the building here at Media Marcus. We had that fight last night, Canelo versus Crawford, that went until the crack of dawn, and then football all day today. But we're still here. We're in the building, Media Marcus. And yeah, shout out to that. So, but first, let's give you guys a deal of the day. Deal of the day for Monday, September 15th, after 5 o'clock p.m. at Chipotle. If you show up with a college football jersey on, you can get BOGO for your meal. I don't know whether that's a bowl or a burrito, whatever, however you get down. But September 15th at Chipotle, if you show up with a college football jersey on after 5 p.m. local time, you'll get BOGO, buy one, get one free on whatever you're eating. So please take advantage of that deal. Once again, Chipotle, September 15th. Just show up with a college football jersey on after 5 p.m. and you get a buy one, get one free deal at your local Chipotle. So let's make some noise for that. All right, let's review this Sunday night game. It was not that great, but we did see a touchdown late. So shout out to anyone who cashed Tyler Algier for any first touchdown. I think that was plus 1,900. But I didn't do it. But I'm just and shout out to anyone who did. The Falcons defeat the Vikings 22-6 in Minnesota. Falcons cover the 3-point spread. This game was a lot of field goals. Not that much going on until the end. The Falcons do get a touchdown at the very end of the game. Vikings score all 6 points in the second quarter. No points in the second half for the Minnesota team. Michael Penix Jr., 135 yards, no touchdowns. But Bijan Robinson, he had 143 yards on the ground on 22 carries. He also had 25 receiving yards on 3 catches. He played well. The Falcons played well, and they get the win on the road. Each teams are both 1-1 now on the season. And J.J. McCarthy in his second start in the last 6 days. Looked like he struggled a little bit. Not a rookie quarterback, second-year quarterback in his second start, however. And yeah, they didn't play too well. Aaron Jones goes out with an injury, had him on a bet, so that didn't work out. So Kawhi is laughing at me, but it's all right. We're gonna make it right over the next week or so. But yes, so that is the final score: 22-6. Falcons cover the 3-point spread and they win on the road. So shout out to Atlanta, 1-1 now on the season. A lot of things happen around the NFL today. A lot of things happen around the NFL. One of the biggest things that I think comes to mind is Joe Burrow injury. Joe Burrow, if you didn't know, he went out in the first half of tonight's game, or today's game rather, with an injury, a turf toe of some sort, but apparently he's going to miss about 3 months. 3 months for Joe Burrow. They're saying he's injured, so I think he'll try to get a second opinion, but it looks like he's going to miss a few months, and that's pretty much the season. A few months. It doesn't. I mean, you can get to the playoffs, and you hope he comes back for the playoffs, I guess. But I mean, Joe Burrow, this is his second. Well, seems to be to me season-ending injury in the last 3 seasons. It's tough to win without your quarterback, and these Bengals, they'll pay. Well, Bengals don't really pay, but I mean, they have paid lately on these star receivers. but no real like money being invested into that offensive line and protecting your quarterback in Joe Burrow, and he's hurt again. He was getting banged up. Myles Garrett was kind of doing his thing and getting to the quarterback which he does. That's what he does. Myles Garrett, All Pro defensive end. Oh well, that was last week. This week, he was still getting banged up around there against Jacksonville. But yeah, Joe Burrow. It looks like he'll be out for a few months, and the future is grim right now. I don't know really what to say, but I think the Bengals should invest more into their offensive line and protecting them, their quarterback, and really, getting some dogs in our O line because this is his second season-ending injury in the past 3 seasons for Joe Burrow, and it's just not a good look. So Joe Burrow out for the foreseeable future. It looks like a few months. That's what's being reported. I'm sure he'll get a second opinion, and we'll hear more soon. But Joe Burrow is out for the foreseeable future for the Cincinnati Bengals, quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals. Some other things that happened around the NFL. Big game between the Cowboys and the Giants. Cowboys sneak out of there with a win. 40-37 was the final score. Yeah, very exciting game. Shout out to Russell Wilson. Did his thing in the L. Malik Neighbors went crazy. 2 touchdowns, a bomb. Make some noise for Malik Neighbors. And that offense showed up, but yeah, so many points given up by both teams. Not really sure how you could leave that game. And, even from a Cowboys perspective, they didn't play well offensively to start the game. And then, they did pick it up. But Dak Prescott played well late. He did his thing. He showed up. You can't really talk too bad about him today. Definitely did his thing. And, yeah, the Cowboys get the W. They go to 1-1 on the season. Russell Wilson and the New York Giants fall to 0-2 on the season. So it's certainly an uphill battle. What else do we got? Oh, the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 20-17, rematch of the Super Bowl. I have a Kansas City video coming out tomorrow. I'm very upset with them and what they've done. The malpractice of Patrick Mahomes is what it's going to be called. But it's really they don't have enough talent around them. Mahomes is doing so much to try to make things happen, running his ass off, and this yeah, they don't look great. The Chiefs don't look great, especially when we think about how we considered them when they were in 2018 and running up with the score and running it up. MVP, Tyreek Hill, all over the place scoring. Right now, they look bad offensively, and I'm sure they'll look better against maybe the Giants next week or some teams that are on the lower end of the spectrum. But this is not a championship team right now, and obviously it's only week 2. You don't need to be a championship team, but the Patrick Mahomes Chiefs, first time they're 0-2 during the Patrick Mahomes era, and I really don't know what the Chiefs are doing, but they fall to the Philadelphia Eagles in a rematch of the Super Bowl. And yeah, they've lost. We haven't seen Kansas City win a game since the AFC Championship. Lost 3 games in a row now, going back to last season's Super Bowl. So that's what's happening around the NFL. Cowboys do sign Jadeveon Clowney after the Giants game, so that was official. They do sign Jadeveon Clowney once again. Tomorrow, September 15th, BOGO deal Chipotle. If you show up with a college football jersey, buy one, get one free. For your meal. So yes. But latest in Cowboys news, they do sign Jadeveon Clowney, 3-time Pro Bowler. He will be signing with the Cowboys. All right. Before I get out of here, because I don't have too much, I'm on my last leg. But let's stay in the now. Emmys talk. Emmys. A lot of things happen at the Emmys, and one of the things is the studio. Seth Rogen's The Studio has now set an Emmys record with 11 wins and counting. This is the last time that I saw, but 11 wins and counting. And yeah, including Seth Rogen for Best Lead Actor in a Comedy Series. He walks away with that win. So the studio is going crazy at the Emmys. A lot of awards taken home, including Seth Rogen's Best Lead Actor in a Comedy Series. And yeah, this show is, I actually haven't tuned in, but I'm going to tune in and maybe talk, not maybe, I will talk about it in next, next season when it comes on. I'll talk about it here on Media Marcus daily stream. But yeah, Seth Rogen walks away with Best Lead Actor in a Comedy Series for The Studio, which has a ton of awards, broken Emmys record with 11 wins and counting for its prizes. So kudos to that. Adolescent star Owen Cooper becomes the youngest Emmy winner ever for supporting actor in a limited series. So make some noise for him. He is in Adolescence. That's the name of the show. So that's the latest at the Emmy. Stephen Colbert wins the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, winner Best Outstanding Talk Series. So he gets his Emmy on the way out, though, last season for Stephen Colbert's show. So that's the latest that happened at the Emmys. Also, Tremel Tillman becomes first black man to win Emmy for Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series. So Tremel Tillman of the Severance show, he is the first black man to win an Emmy for Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series. So I'm going to make some noise for him. Congratulations to all the Emmy winners and everybody that got it done and walked away with awards. Anything else that kind of... Oh! We'll quickly talk about the Canelo Crawford fight last night, because I was up to the crack of dawn definitely watching it, but Crawford was just a better fighter from the jump. He was just... I mean, at one point it was very slow early, but after that, he seemed to take control. He seemed to get his confidence. You know, Canelo was throwing those body shots, you know, and Crawford stuck with it, and he was landing those punches. And from an efficiency standpoint, Crawford was on the money. And then once he got his confidence, he was smiling out there. He was, you know, kind of showboating, doing his thing. And Canelo, you know, people have said that, you know, maybe he slowed down after his last fight, and I think it kind of showed in this one as well. I know Bud Crawford is a couple years older, is 37 compared to 35 of Canelo, but Crawford did his thing. He, you know, I think he got to put him up there with the GOATs. I mean, he's undefeated, never lost, beat Canelo, beat Errol Spence, and he's impressive. He's impressive, and it was an impressive W. So shout out to him. Got the win, and it was a good fight night. Up very late, but you know that's what we do here at Media Markets. We'll be around. We'll be up. All right. So those are the things that happened. Before we get out of here, though, Felicia Rashad was at the Emmys, and you know they kind of have a tribute every year to the actors or people that have passed in the industry, and obviously Malcolm Jamal Warner is one of those people this year. So I just kind of want to show you guys Felicia Rashad, and she was, you know, talking about Malcolm Jamal Warner and the others that have passed over the last year, and how angelic it was. And let's bring some good vibes to the Media Markets podcast before we get out of here.
He was a beloved teenager in an iconic television series who the world watched grow into manhood.
So angelic.
And like all our friends and colleagues who transitioned this past year, Malcolm Jamal Warner remains in our hearts. Tonight, as is tradition at the Emmys, we remember them not just for their immense talent, but also for the way they made us believe in something bigger, the best that is within us. And even though they may no longer be here with us, we can all smile, knowing that their impact will remain, knowing that their lasting impressions will continue to live on through story, knowing that they touched our lives. Whether you grew up watching them or have just now discovered their brilliance, their light remains in the very fabric of our industry, performing a song of remembrance For all of the members of all our television families who have passed on, here are Vince Gill and Lainey Wilson.
Shout out to Felicia Rashad, man. Rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Uh, all the people that have passed in the past year that they, represented and showed tribute to at the Emmys night. I think they're officially wrapping up, but yeah, the studio was the main winner, the big winner of the Emmys, and things happening around the NFL. Joe Burrow, big news there, as it looks like the star quarterback will be out for a few months. That's about it for me. I'm about to get out of here, man. I need some rest. Work tomorrow. Appreciate you all for listening and tuning in. And I'll be back soon. We're going to get the Media Marcus audio podcast coming out soon. So figuring things out as we go. But I'm here. I'm around. See you all soon.